Rey
but I will not
Mysterio.
be painted as someone who's a con artist and embezzler. I won't be someone whose name gets tarnished without putting up a fight. I owe it to my friends, my family, and myself to stand up to this situation right now. Furthermore, my family and I are in serious conversations with our legal teams regarding next steps, as the allegations that have been made with complete disregard.
Look, we're wrestling in the hallway, like on WWE.
These allegations were made by individuals who self-admittedly aren't even financial or legal professionals. These allegations are slanderous, and we believe we're done with selfish intent. They have directly jeopardized the safety of me, my staff, and my family, and that is not okay.
And all these retro gamers were like, good on you, Gerard. You really clapped back correctly.
Yeah, I noticed that.
What is this, a battle royale?
This complete audio. And in that complete audio, I featured it on this little thing I'm putting on my channel, where he basically said, look, I'm not saying that I'm trying to pay you off. I'm just saying this is going to destroy my business, destroy my life, and it's like so heartbreaking.
It sounds
this is better than WWE.
It sounds like, I'm not saying it is, and you guys should be careful too. It's like a bride.
Sounds like he's trying to fix a Call of Duty match. Nobody would do that pitch tip, right?
But you know what? The funny thing was, I thought the guy was an idiot, and maybe he's a good guy that got in over his head. And as soon as I heard that tape, where it sounds like, not saying it is, a bribe, and what you just mentioned, I started to believe it.
Look, I figured out how to play this shit finally. It's like an all-out battle royale.
About going to where it was going to a certain place, never went there. He said he didn't find out about it in 2021. That's almost 3 years ago now. I just thought he was an idiot. I'm a little less sure that he was an idiot after watching that, because that seemed highly manipulative to me. It's not proof of anything, but I was like, whoa. And the balls of that guy to come out and threaten them, knowing he actually said those things and begged for his career.
Yep. And of course they were going to release the full audio after that. It's a comedy of blunders, truly. And it's one of my favorite parts about it is today watching some of these mutual acquaintances that I've had positions with. Like,
I'm getting streams, baby.
Shrieking back.
Hang on.
Like, oh my god.
Let me pick up this hammer.
There's
Or should I pick up the kendo stick?
Sure. These are people that are like so certain.
How do I use it? Right here. Yeah, about to hit this nigga with a hammer.
Having met him briefly, yeah, he seemed like a great guy.
What made them so certain? I know exactly who you're talking about. I mean, I can tell Wolfgang, a guy I really respect in that space. Like, what made them so certain? When he kept on repeating and using his mom as a shield, is that what convinced them? Because here's the thing. He said the money was going to go. It didn't go. And all of a sudden, Mudahar and Carl Jobs are drama tubers? Are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind? They were completely done in by an emotional argument, and that's being generous. I mean, it looks like, you know what it looks like to me? Because you know how cloud chasers work on the internet. They thought he was going to come up on the victory, so they all jumped on his side because Muda, and they completely misjudged Muda and Carl. And then it became, okay, this is the best thing to do, so I'll go with this guy because the Muda and Carl looks like they're going to win this battle. That's what it looked like to me. I am not impressed with a lot of retro guys that I thought were all right.
I mean, I'll be honest, a lot of retro games, it is kind of a close-knit community. You know, it's a bunch of old heads who played these video games growing up. Now we own them, now we collect them. There's a lot of people who are like
are we
above
chasing
it,
each
like
other?
Angry video game nerds above it. He doesn't really patronize, socialize too terribly. Like Scott Laws is another one. He doesn't really like patronize, socialize very much. He just wants to make videos, right? But then like the smaller group of us, we're pretty close knit, right? But I mean, even going into this, having eaten lunch a couple times with Gerard at conventions, you know, or sat next to him in a booth. Even I was willing to just wait to see what happens. I want to wait to see what happens.
Fair enough.
Just because you're nice to me at a convention doesn't mean you can't commit charity fraud in your own time, right? Like,
this battle royale, nigga.
Give all of these stories some breathing room and some time, and I don't know. It looks like Gerard has definitely screwed the pooch really badly here. And I wish the best for him in the end. I do think he has done some good things. I do think he's made some good content. But man, how do you... Yeah, not for dementia.
The dementia guy forgot to send the
like
movie.
this should be a federal felony and that's crime. So like, what do you think his chances are going to prison for this?
None. It seems like everybody. You know why? Because when everybody says anybody's going to jail, and that's like Carl and the so every time I've seen, oh, you're going to jail because you said this to kids online. You're doing this. No one ever does.
Hell,
There
I'm
was that- there was that-
I'm the one. I'm the only one that did jail. You want to get somebody in jail? It's full zone in a no gun zone.
I fired a gun, and this guy, this guy wants me $600,000. I fired a gun. That's all I did. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, up north where I'm from, that would just money crimes where I'm from are fine. It's the gun crimes.
If I was 2 hours south of there in Texas, I could have shot the guy 10 times in the head. They would have let me away with it.
So you could have did it Arkansas
That's
too.
where you fought.
Is that is there's audio of you asking him to come over?
Oh yeah, that's what
That's where your self-defense claims would have went out the window.
But
Is that what your lawyer told you?
my lawyer, I contacted him right after the incident, and I explained to him. He basically says like, you need a
I
lawyer
did say that.
real bad, and like so we came over and we talked it all through, and his basic premise was like, look, if it ever goes to jury trial, the jury will probably take your side because this guy's very unlikely, but you're also kind of unlikable, so it could be a coin toss. Let's just make sure it never goes that far. And
You were talking to Nick. You were talking to Nick Diorio that whole night. I know that because he was talking to you yourself, right?
Yeah,
Do
probably.
you realize if you would call me, I could talk to you out of it? Because I have a little. I knew when you were planning to didn't fall in the passive box. I probably could have explained it to you that he's got to at least break a window and it looked like he's climbing the house. So yeah,
No, that
This would
depends.
have never
That
happened.
depends on state time.
Yeah, but the state he's in, you got to bust in.
If you're on my property, like as long as you're outside of the easement,
But that ain't art.
yeah. Like,
Shit.
Yeah, that ain't art.
But I will say, ultimately, what it comes down to is what